Welcome to Forensic Science Academy, Science for Justice. Today's our topic is Branches of Forensic Science, Class 6. We have fingerprint analysis. Fingerprint analysis is a forensic technique that involves comparing a fingerprint found at a crime scene with a known person's fingerprint to determine if they match. As we all know that fingerprints are unique for each and every individual. We have to determine the fingerprints which are present at a crime scene with the known or the suspect samples. So we will find a match. So take an example. We have a crime scene A where we find some fingerprints. Okay. Uh, for example, we have one, two, or three fingerprints of three persons. So the fingerprints one match with the victim. So the one is matching with victim. So this is a known sample. And the 2 and 3, now we have to analyze now whether they are of the person A1 or not. So after comparing, if 2 and 3 matches with the fingerprint sample of 1, then we can say they are of the victim. If they don't match, then we can say this fingerprint doesn't match with the uh, person 1. So there might be, they might be of the suspects as well as the culprits. So how do we analyze this? Firstly, we have to narrow down the fingerprint patterns. We have fingerprint patterns such as hole, we have loops, and we have arches. That's how this fingerprint analysis is not take. We'll discuss it further. Then, nextly, we have forensic DNA fingerprinting. Forensic DNA fingerprint is a chemical test that analyzes the DNA samples from crime scenes, suspects, and victims to help identify the suspects or as well as establish the connections. It is nothing but it is a technique. It is a chemical technique which involves the analysis of the DNA samples collected from the crime scenes or suspects or victims and helps to identify them with respect to the standard sample. So this is not but the DNA fingerprinting. Now coming to forensic ballistics. Forensic ballistics is the scientific study of firearms and ammunition used in a crime. It involves examining the evidences from a crime scene to identify the weapon used and other details of the crime. So forensic ballistics usually deals with the weapons used in a crime scene, the type of weapons, the type of bullets, the entry and the exit wounds, the patterns, the type of gunpowders used, etc., etc. So this all comes under forensic ballistics. Then coming to forensic photography. Forensic photography is the process of documenting crime scenes, victims, and evidences using the photographs and videos. It has a crucial step in the criminal investigation process and is used to provide evidence in the court. The forensic photography, plays a very crucial role because it is advisable in the court. The forensic photography is nothing but the documentation of the crime scene. How the documentation is done using the photography? There are various methods of photography, such as we have mid-range photography, wide-range photography, short-range or close-range photography, and the type of filters to be used in a crime scene, and the type of angles to be used, and the type of various kinds of lights to be used for particular evidences. All deals under the subject of forensic photography. Then we have forensic physics. Forensic physics is a branch of forensic science that applies physics to analyze physical evidences at a crime scene. And it is used to help establish the nature of a crime. For example, there is a hit and run case. Then the forensic physics plays a role. In such type of cases, we have to determine the speed of the vehicle, the direction of the vehicle, and the impact of the collision. all the physics laws, these kind of the nature of the crime we have to find out. In such a cases, the forensic physics plays a very crucial role. Then we have forensic serology. Forensic serology. It is a branch of forensic science that uses biochemical and immunological methods to identify biological evidences. So, so forensic serology is a branch which uses some sort of methods, the immunological methods, or you can say the assays, to identify the biological evidences such as bodily fluids, blood, semen, and to solve crimes. Forensic audio and video analysis. Forensic and audio video analysis deals with the sounds and the video files to find out the evidence related to a crime. It gathers the information about the audio and video files. It enhances these audio and video files and analysis those files for the solvation of crime. And then we have forensic linguistics. So forensic linguistics experts analyzes the spoken language of the people involved in a crime and conclude their age, sex, culture, ethnicity, etc. They are considered experts for cases involving emergency calls. For example, there are some sort of emergency calls and demands of ransoms in cases such as kidnap, suicide notes, social media posts, and death row statements, etc. In such type of cases, forensic linguistics plays a crucial role to find out whether it is done by the victim or it is done by the culprit to solve the crimes. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe the channel. We'll meet you in the next class.